CP the Tool Addict. Woo! Oh, we got a good one for you today. Yes. I hope you're ready to do some science type projects, because today we're going to look at some batteries. Yeah. We're going to look at Milwaukee, Snap-on, Dewalt, and Matco, because in the trade, and Mac, actually. We're going to look at Mac, Dewalt, which are pretty much, we all know are the same. But we're going to look at these, and we're just going to look, because this is a battery. This would consider the battery shootout and show some things. Now, I've seen some stuff on YouTube, but not this intense of all these batteries. So let's get you right down into it, and you're gonna see parts everywhere here. Stuff's gonna be flying. It's gonna be flying around. We're gonna start off with let's start off with the top dogs here. We're gonna start off with the Dewalt and Milwaukee M12, and we're looking at 12-volt stuff here. Keep in mind, so we're just gonna rip this stuff apart here, and we're gonna see the cell right here, and then we're gonna rip this one apart. And the bad part about the Milwaukee is you got to really tear it apart. Actually, we're going to do something else besides this right here. We're going to start off with the Milwaukee and the Infinium. Now, I do have a picture, and I'll try to zip it into this if I can. It's funny how oddly similar these guys are here. The only difference is the Infinium has only 4 of these cells. This is a 4 amp hour Milwaukee battery, okay, 12 volt. It is pretty much identical in every which way other than the big bulky base of it. And somehow this is a 16 volt. Well, I'm guessing they're going off the charging rate is what I've come up with a conclusion. So I'm going to give you some actual side-by-side voltage testing. We're going to hook up the Snap-on here, and I'm going to let you guys see some voltage testing while we're right on camera here, so you can see that this is the Matco. You can see it pulls 16 volts. Can you see that? Get that touch down there so there's no trickery. So you can see that's 16 volts. Now let's go to the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee pulls 12. Near as I can figure is it's all how it's wired, obviously. So it's looking like it's putting out a 16 volt output, which in turns means that this one's going to drain a lot faster, in my opinion. This is a 2 amp hour. Check it out, 2 amp hour. Now, honestly, in the big scheme of things, this battery, realistically, is equivalent to this. Yes, that's right. This little dinky 2.0, which we all know works just fine with Milwaukee. So that's why I'm not dogging on this Matco battery and saying it's the worst thing since sliced bread. But do you need all this business? It's just smoke and mirrors what this looks like to me. Honestly, this is bigger than a 4 amp hour Milwaukee battery technically, but it's basically a knockoff, honestly. And these use, I don't know if we can see down in here, if I'll get it down in here, but I can barely make out the number in here. This uses 20 Rs too. This 4.0 Milwaukee uses 20 Rs. This one uses 20 Rs too. But I mean, the shape and everything about them is just, I mean, even look at the tips of them. They're almost identical. And you obviously seen the voltage output, and we all know the 4.0s work really well. So, word to Matco on that is I think they need to step up their game. Now, let's move some of this aside. Well, honestly, we'll see this right here. Little dinky 12. This is the same battery. Let's just show this one on here, because this will be fun. Because this is a 2.0 battery. It's 11 volts output. It's been used. It's a little bit down on voltage, but it's a 12-volt battery. Nonetheless, that's pretty interesting. Now, since we're in the business of just looking at stuff, let me flip this up and give you a little bit of space there. We're coming right back to this. This is the Mac 3.0, because I don't want to leave anybody out of this game. This is the Mac 3.0 lithium-ion 12-volt DeWalt-powered battery. So maybe you guys want to see this stuff. Ta-da! That's right. Now here is a DeWalt 12-volt 3.0 battery. Ta-da! We knew there wasn't any difference here, guys, so I hope this wasn't surprising anyone. But the actual internals of them are similar. Other than the red mark, I'm not sure if that's to indicate for Mac, and they do blue for yellow or blue marks because the yellow wouldn't show up. So I'm not sure if they use blue for the DeWalt stuff, but nonetheless, we have these INR 18650s, and I'm guessing they're there are 3 batteries in here. So, and the 3 amp hour batteries actually work pretty decent for the DeWalts, in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and check the voltage on these and see what they're actually putting out 12 volts also. Set this back, get the old snap on. Now it's not centered up right, so you guys can't see it because of glare. All right, so let's look at the Mac first. Positive, negative. 11. That's down a little bit because I've been using it, not gonna lie. And 12. You get the gist of it though. I mean, they're both 12 volt batteries. Once again, these are 3 amp hours, 3 cells to the Matcos, or these are equivalent to this. Oh, hush now. Hush now. That thing likes to turn off because it's a battery-eating machine. So, the batteries, the DeWalts are pretty, what I would consider the DeWalts are pretty legit on what they're saying too. Now, here's the kicker, since we're talking about DeWalt. Here's the kicker right here. Here's a 5.0 DeWalt battery. Now, would we expect them to have the same INRs? Of course we would. But they don't. They have 18650 Samsungs. Well, those were Samsung 2s, I guess. They're just, I don't know, they're a different color. I don't know what you call them. I don't know enough about these batteries. I should have looked more, did a little bit more research. These are the 25Rs, which these are exactly the same batteries that are used in a Snap-on. A Snap-on 14.4. Now, we're going to get to the Snap-on here, because the 5 amp hours, I thought this was a good representation to, I'm going to put this sucker back in right now. All this is relative to, I just want to show you guys the voltage and the amp hours when you're looking at battery packs is all relevant to the size of the cells, how many cells you got in. There's 6 cells in this, so that's what really makes it a 5 amp hour battery. And let's go ahead and jazz that up. Obviously, we're getting the same voltage. So, testing amp hours, I'm not really sure how to do that. Torque Test channel did a pretty good video on that, but I wanted to go further down the rabbit hole, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this and talk about battery differences. For you guys that are out there looking at buying a battery platform or getting into cordless tools, because cordless tools is a big money market right now. I feel like there's a lot of information out there that you need to form a little bit better opinion on or see about. So in my opinion, okay, so now that we've looked at that, now let's look to what I consider, this is what I consider the cream of the crop. They're using 25Rs identical to the Snap-on. I'm not going to be able to tear this pack apart, I'm not going to lie to you, because they adhesive everything in here, which is a testament to why this is a great battery pack. Now, here's the interesting thing about Snap-on, which you're going to just absolutely probably blow your mind, some of you. But, what? Why do we have 8.2 volts? Let me move this back so you can, I don't know if you can see that. You really need to look at this because you're gonna need to wrap your mind around this. So if you notice here on the battery, let me stuff this down in here and do it right for you. If you notice on the battery right here, how I only have it hooked to one side, that's because they use 2 cells per side. So there's one cell per side, and then there's 2 batteries down the bottom here. They're only using 4 18650, but 25Rs. But they're 8.2, so it's using true 8 volts per side to power the tool, which would give it a 14.2 output. Now, I watched AVE's video on this, and I agree with him 100% on how his outlet gloves that they're using quality stuff, and they're using them in conjunction with your voltage. So a dual 8.2 output giving you a 14.4 is going to give you maximum output. Now you're going to say, well, CP, how come the 16 volt is? Well, these are not using true, because if you notice here, when I hooked this up, I hooked them up crossway. I hooked up positive, negative. So they're running a positive output and a negative output to power the cell, whereas these have two power input and outputs, positive, negative per side here. So, and my technological jargon might not be spot on, but I'm giving this to you in layman's terms, or as simplified as possible without getting too complicated, because I'm not really that technical as it is. You know, my bottom line is that I know, I see the difference here in why I like the Dewalt platform, why the Milwaukee platform is successful. You know, and so if I had to rank these in orders of terms of which I would call the better, in my opinion, ranking the best battery platform, I would rank the Snap-on as number one. And then I would actually probably rank the Dewalt, probably the next one, because I like the simplicity of this right here. The simplicity of the outputs of cells. This is why I like the Dewalt platform, because I like the battery output platform. I know Milwaukee guys are about to come unglued here, but Milwaukee is a close second, okay? You know, like, this is splitting hairs for these two, because Milwaukee's putting a true 12 volt output on these. You know, they're using 18650 20Rs, whereas these are using 25Rs. These are using, these are using 18650 H32s on the 3.0s, but the 5.0 batteries are 25Rs. So 25Rs are the cream of the crop, I think, in the rechargeable battery market, in my opinion. That's why I put Dewalt ahead of Milwaukee. So in realistic terms, is it a big deal? Not a huge deal, because we all know the Milwaukee battery holds up pretty well in that aspect. Now, where does that leave Matco? Once again, dead last, because they have this is the weakest part. I believe that their cordless tools are great, and this isn't just to pick on Matco, because I believe that the cordless tool part is absolutely probably not a bad platform. I think that their problem is right now is that their battery is weak. The 2.0 on a 16 volt, it's just, there's not enough in it, and they have a dead space in here. They should be coming with a 3.0 minimum for the kind of money that I spend on those tools. And, you know, like I said, I think I already talked about this in another video, but I just was using this. This is like 5 days using this, and I recharged it and put it on today, and I only used it very little, and it's already down 2 bars. The other thing I like, I'm also going to put, why I'm putting Dewalt ahead, is clearly because of this right here. I like a battery indicator on the battery, and I'm still not going to let the Matco get ahead of the Dewalt or the Milwaukee, but not having a charging indicator definitely pulls it back. But the Dewalt and Milwaukee are very close together in terms, and I know you guys will have a lot of, but as far as the 12 volt platform. But anyways, guys, I hope that was an interesting enough video for you, and it can definitely help some of you guys that are looking for some advice on batteries or whatnot, and you had a little bit of fun watching that like I did, tearing them down. And, you know, I'm basically, you know, was wasting. I probably, you know, they're going to turn me in for warranty issues or something. They won't let me do it now because I just did that on video for you. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's so important to help me out so I can do this stuff. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.